Have you ever lain awake at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering why the person you give everything to makes you feel invisible? You replay the texts left unanswered, the conversations where you felt small, the moments you begged for love but got silence instead. And now you're torn. Part of you clings, part of you aches to let go. If you feel trapped between hope and heartbreak, this video will help you learn how to emotionally detach from someone who no longer holds your heart with care. You're sitting on the edge of your bed, phone in hand, staring at the glowing screen. It's almost midnight. The room is quiet, except for the hum of the fan and the occasional buzz of traffic outside your window. You keep checking your notifications even though you know there's nothing new. Hours ago you sent him a message, something simple, just a little piece of your day, hoping he'd respond. But the silence is louder than any words could ever be. Your chest feels heavy, almost like you're holding your breath without realizing it. The longer the silence stretches, the more your mind races. Is he busy? Did he read it and ignore me? Did I say something wrong? Why does it feel like I'm always waiting for him, like my whole mood depends on his reply? You put the phone down, but your eyes keep drifting back. You tell yourself you're not going to check again, but within minutes your hand reaches for it. Again. Still nothing. And in that nothingness, your heart starts to ache in a way you can't explain to anyone else. You remember how different it used to be, how his name lighting up your screen once made your stomach flip with excitement. Back then, conversations flowed like water. His attention felt warm, steady, safe. But now it's like chasing shadows. He's there one moment, gone the next, leaving you clinging to fragments of who he used to be. Deep down you feel it, the shift, the way he's changing. Maybe it's in the way his texts have gotten shorter, colder. Maybe it's in how he avoids eye contact when you're together, like he's already halfway out the door. Or maybe it's in the nights like this where you lie awake, wondering if you're the only one still holding on. Your chest tightens as you whisper the question you're scared to say out loud. Why am I giving so much love to someone who doesn't notice I'm breaking? You roll onto your back, staring at the ceiling in the dark. Tears blur your vision, but you fight them back, because crying feels like proof he still has power over you. And yet, no matter how much you tell yourself to be stronger, the pull is there. That tiny, desperate hope. Maybe tomorrow will be different. Maybe tomorrow he'll come back to the way he was. But the truth presses against your chest, relentless and raw. If love is supposed to feel safe, why does yours feel like waiting at a door that never opens? And that's the moment where the hardest question slips in, one you can't ignore anymore. How do you let go of someone your heart still wants, even when your soul knows it's time to detach? You know what nobody really tells you about detaching from someone? It's not about suddenly waking up one morning and saying, okay, I'm done, I don't care anymore. That's not how the heart works. The truth, the hidden truth, is that emotional detachment isn't about erasing the love you feel. It's about choosing yourself, even while a part of you still aches for them. I know, it feels impossible. You think, if I let go, it means everything we had was a lie. Or if I stop holding on, maybe I'll lose the chance of him coming back. I get it. That tug of war between your head and your heart is exhausting. But here's what I want you to hear, like I'd tell my little sister. Letting go isn't betrayal. It's an act of self-respect. Think about it this way. Every time you sit by the phone, every time you replay what he said or didn't say, you're handing over pieces of yourself. You're giving away your peace, your sleep, your joy. And for what? For someone who doesn't show up with the same energy you pour out daily. The hidden truth is this. Detaching isn't about shutting your heart off. It's about bringing your heart back home to you. I know you're scared of the emptiness. When you've built your days around someone, detaching feels like tearing away your skin. But that space, the quiet you're so afraid of, isn't emptiness. It's room for healing. It's room for new things to come in. And trust me, once you taste that peace, you'll wonder why you ever settled for crumbs. Here's the one thing I want you to take with you today. Start with one small shift. When you feel the urge to check your phone, don't. Instead, put your hand on your heart and whisper, I choose me. That's it. Simple. Do it every time you feel that pull toward him. Over time, those tiny moments add up. They remind your heart that it belongs to you first, not to someone who can't hold it with care. You don't have to detach in one giant, dramatic goodbye. You detach in little choices. When you stop chasing answers that never come. When you stop twisting yourself into knots to be enough. When you stop begging for love that should have been freely given. And here's the empowering part. Every step away from him is a step back to yourself, to your laughter, your light, your freedom. Detachment isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of you learning how deeply you deserve to be loved. So today, when the ache comes, when the silence feels unbearable, remember this. You are not losing him, you are finding you. So you're here because you want to know how to emotionally detach from someone who still has a hold on your heart. And I'm going to tell you, but not just yet. Because here's what most women don't realize. The how doesn't matter if you don't understand why you're still holding on in the first place. Before I explain, think about this. How many times have you said to yourself, I know I should let go. I know he's not good for me. I know he doesn't love me the way I love him. And yet, you're still here. You're still waiting for a text, still hoping for that call, still imagining the version of him that used to make you feel alive. If it were as simple as just walking away, you would have done it already, right? Here's the truth most people avoid. You're not really attached to him. You're attached to the feeling of what he once gave you, that rush of being wanted, the comfort of not feeling alone, the hope that maybe, just maybe, you're worthy of the love you've been craving all your life. That's what keeps you stuck. Not him, the memory of him, the idea of him. And this is why detachment feels so impossible. Because you're not fighting to let go of a person, you're fighting to let go of the dream your heart built around him. That's a whole different kind of battle. But here's what most women don't realize. Once you understand what you're truly holding on to, the grip starts to loosen. The moment you see that it's not him, it's the hope, the fantasy, the memory, you start to breathe a little freer. And that's the first crack in the wall he's built around your heart. Now I know you're waiting for the how, and trust me, I'll give it to you. But before I explain, let me ask you this. How would your life change if you stopped giving someone else the power to decide whether or not you feel loved? Just imagine that for a moment. No more waiting by the phone. No more second guessing if you're enough. No more lying awake, rehearsing conversations that never happened. Yes, freedom feels impossible, right? But it's not. In fact, the answer is much simpler than you think, and I'll reveal it in just a minute. See, the reason I'm asking you to stay with me here is because if I gave you the how too quickly, your mind would nod, but your heart wouldn't believe it. You'd hear the words, but the ache inside you wouldn't shift. You'd go right back to waiting, hoping, wishing, and I don't want that for you. I want you to feel this truth in your bones. So let's circle back. You don't need him to change in order for you to be free. You don't need closure or one more conversation or the perfect goodbye. You only need one thing, and it's something you already carry inside you. I'll tell you exactly what it is in a moment, but first let me leave you with this question, because it's the bridge to your freedom. If you keep holding on to someone who makes you feel unloved, where does that leave the love you're supposed to be giving yourself? Stay with me, because in just a second I'm going to show you the one shift that can help you finally, truly detach. So here we are. You've sat with the ache, you've replayed the silence, and you've faced the truth that what you're holding on to is not him. It's the hope, the dream, the version of him that no longer exists. And I know that hurts. I know it feels like ripping away a part of yourself. But listen closely. Letting go doesn't mean you were foolish to love. It means you are brave enough to stop shrinking for someone who doesn't see your light. The most powerful thing you can take away from this is simple. You are not weak for struggling to detach. You are human. Your heart got attached because you loved deeply, and there is no shame in that. But now, your healing begins when you start giving the love you begged for back to yourself. Think about it. How many nights have you stayed awake waiting for his attention when what you truly needed was your own tenderness? How many times have you checked your phone, desperate for his words, when what you really longed for was to feel chosen by you? Every second you pour into someone who cannot meet you halfway is a second stolen from the woman you're meant to become. And here's what I need you to remember. You are not losing him. You are finding you. That version of you who laughs loudly, who dreams boldly, who loves without fear, she's still here. She's been waiting under the weight of this heartbreak. And with every step you take away from him, you're stepping closer to her. Yes, detachment is messy. You will miss him. You will have nights when your chest aches and your eyes burn from holding back tears. That's okay. Healing is not a straight line. But every time you whisper, "I choose me," you are teaching your heart that it belongs to someone who will never leave you. And here's the truth most women never hear. The pain you feel right now isn't proof that you're weak, it's proof that you're ready to grow. Because pain is the doorway to strength. Detachment is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of your freedom. It's the chapter where you stop chasing and start creating, where you stop begging and start receiving, where you stop waiting for love to show up at your door and start becoming the love you've been searching for. So my sister, if you take nothing else from this video, take this. You are enough. You always were. His silence doesn't change that. His distance doesn't erase that. His inability to love you the way you deserve is not a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of his limits. And you deserve a love that doesn't make you question if you're wanted. You deserve peace, joy, tenderness. You deserve someone who chooses you every single day. And until that person comes along, I want you to be the one who chooses you. So tonight, when the silence creeps in and the urge to reach out almost overwhelms you, pause. Place your hand over your heart and remind yourself, I choose me. I am worth more than waiting for scraps. I am ready to step into the life I deserve. Because you are stronger than you know, braver than you feel, and more worthy than you realize. And this moment, this choice to detach, isn't the end. It's the start of a new chapter. And if you're ready for the next step, if you want to know how to rebuild your confidence and fall in love with yourself again, then make sure you don't miss the next video, because your healing journey doesn't end here, it's only just beginning.